Oggi abbiamo il piacere di introdurre Bruce Lawson, che è un web standard Lovegood, uno scrittore, un kickboxing poetry e soprattutto un grande hacker. Allora, parliamo subito con lui. Welcome Bruce. Thank you to
Thank
be
you.
here. You will be one of our speakers at Codemotion Rome. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to talk with you. So, your work usually involve, of course, the programming, the coding, and particularly you are very active in accessibility, the problem of accessibility. Which tip would you like to build a perfect accessibility website?
You can't build a perfectly accessible website, but the biggest tip I would give is to just care about it. Really, if you actually care about it, you're a long way to building an accessible website. If you want something a little bit more technical, there are two tips I'd give. The first one is to make sure that any images have alternate text, so that people who can't see images, or people who turn images off in browsers on slow networks, can get the equivalent. Excuse me. And the second thing is to make sure that you have good heading structure, so H1, H2, H3, etc. Because most people who use assistive technology will navigate around a page by jumping between the headings and making a mental model of the content based on the headings. If you do that, you're 90% of the way there. But mostly, just care.
Just care about impaired people is very important. And I suppose that talking about website, talking about internet, in a simple word, the work that you are doing in the Opera Foundation is very important. What is the killer feature you are trying to product in Opera for the next time, and to fight the competition?
Excuse me. The killer feature for all of our products is getting people online. We have literally tens of millions of people every day who, if they didn't use our products, they would not be able to get online. It's easy for those of us in Rome or London or New York to think that everybody has a $2,000 computer or a $800 smartphone, but the reality is that most of the world and the next billion people who come to the web will be on low-powered devices or feature phones. And what we do is give those people access to the web, because the web isn't only a method of showing pictures of your cats on Facebook. For many people in the world, the web is access to healthcare information when you're too far from a doctor, or it's a school if you can't afford a traditional school, or it's your mechanism to connect to the outside world in an oppressive regime. These things are important, and that's why we exist. So speed of connectivity is in all of our products. Even in the desktop products, we have something called off-road mode, which compresses websites down to about 10% of their original size. We have a new product called Opera Max, which is about compressing stuff down so you can get faster access. That's the killer feature.
Talking about the way in which people will use internet in next months, in next times, what will be, second your opinion, the apps, the three apps that will change the way in which people will use internet or will adjust to internet?
Well, I was thinking about this question. I hope that there are not three apps in the sense of Android or iOS apps, because I think those things are a danger to the web. A couple of technologies I think are really important. A newish technology called WebRTC, which works in Opera and Chrome and Firefox, and that stands for real-time communication. So if you're using Firefox or Chrome and I'm using Opera, we can have a video conference with each other in the browser without the horrors that you and I have had this morning trying to talk to each other on Skype for 30 minutes. We can just connect in the browser. The advantage with that is you don't need a plugin. It's just inside the browser. It works between browsers, and it's encrypted, which is important when we have Big Brother looking over our shoulder.
I would like to go in deeper in the work behind behind Opera. So I know that you are developing something very special, something for Android, Opera for Android. So what can you tell me? What can you be able to say to me about Opera Max, if you can, of course?
Sure. Opera Max is in beta at the moment in Western Europe and the US. The reason for that is it's a heavily server-intensive application, and we're trying it in various locations first, but we hope it will go worldwide. And Opera Max compresses all non-encrypted traffic into your Android device. So it's not just inside Opera browsers, it can be anything on your device, but it doesn't encrypt. It doesn't compress encrypted connections, so your privacy is protected that way. And the aim there, again, is in emerging economies where people's bandwidth is slower, then you get more internet for your data plan. It comes faster. But of course, it's not just emerging economies. For people in Europe who are traveling between countries on hugely expensive data roaming plans, saving data is really important. And of course, even in the US, not everywhere is Silicon Valley. There are huge portions of the US where connectivity is really slow and crappy, so it's useful there. So that's what Opera Max is. It's in beta at the moment. If you are in the US or Western Europe or Central Europe, like the Czech Republic, Poland, type in Opera Max into your search engine and sign up for the beta. And when there's a space, you'll be sent an invitation and you can try it out too.
Okay, thank you, first of all. Would you like to, do you think that you'll talk something like this in our talk in Rome?
The talk I'm going to do in Rome is about what the web needs next. And I'm not going to tell you now what I'm going to say because then nobody will buy a ticket. But what the web needs next is to be more like native applications from a user experience perspective, but it needs not to throw the baby out with the bathwater and mimic native applications too much, because the web has core strengths that native apps don't have. And what we need to do is to retain and nurture those strengths. And I'll be talking about technologies and even showing some code that
That's always very exciting.
that hopefully we'll be able to use in the next few months or the next 12 months that will bring that vision that I have closer to reality.
Okay, thank you very much. Would you like to share with us one sentence, one quote that particularly inspired you in past?
There are many that I could have chosen because my degree is English literature, but oddly enough, there was one that I read just a couple of days ago from next chair of IBM in the 60s, and he said, and I'm reading it here, corporations prosper only to the extent they serve human needs. Profit is only the scoring system. I like to make enough money to pay my mortgage, but I firmly believe that you need to be doing something that betters the world, even in a small way. If you help one person make her website accessible to people with disabilities, or if you help one person in Nepal or Bangladesh or Cote d'Ivoire get online, then I think we've done something that's serving human needs.
Definitely. Thank you very much. May I ask you please to say hello to our followers?
Hello, Codemotion people. I'm really looking forward to coming to Rome. I hear Italian cooking is quite good.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.